Shalom, Labachayim Shal, Yasha'Allah. Peace be to the election of the nation of Israel, consisting of the 144,000 Hanabiyayim, the prophets, Harashim, the heats of the governing body that shall mashal or rule by Hamalakwat in the kingdom in heaven, which shall be established here on earth, under, of course, Yahweh Shem Shai. And of course, I want to give a shalom as well to the rest of the 1/3, the peaceable multitude, whom the Lord shall deliver as well, which are the men, women, and children, which are no prophets but are believers, and have the faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, by Shem Kodash, who will call upon him in the times of distress. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, by Shem Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who are all peace and salutation to the election. Achar. Or shalom as well to the Israelite foreigners that are likened unto the speckled bird, that have been scattered, dispersed through the other nations, but look like the other nations where they've been scattered to, but by the way of their fathers are Israelites, going back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which we try the spirit by the spirit, whether we are the children of power. All right, roughly paraphrasing. All right. So, my name is Amafa, Mayan Gawala Rakab, Machana from the Great Millstone Camp, specifically Plaintables by a yard in the city of Philadelphia. I'm Lamadi Malite. I'm coming to the lesson. Little might is little, or little, and Lamadium means a teaching or learn. Okay, in a plural sense. You have it here. It says Russia may sell S400 to Iran after UN embargo expires. UN is the United Nations. And just check into that word, what actual embargo is. I definitely know it restricts something with trade, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, it's an official ban on trade or other commercial activity with a particular country. Okay, like I believe Cuba had a actual block on trade and such. Okay, and I mean this affects a country economically severely, because United States would slap these different sanctions on a country and pretty much damn near exile a country, and those penalties hurt the nation, okay, and the people. But the country is demonized, all right, saying, they are our enemies and will hurt Israel, specifically talking about Iran, okay, their influence. They don't want their influence to spread in the earth. And you have it where United States, they withdraw out of joint comprehensive the JC plan of action, I believe that is I forget the acronym when you do it all together, but joint comprehensive P plan of action, some of that nature. All right, which restricts Iran from pretty much building up certain amounts of uranium and different things to make nuclear weapons and such like that. Okay, and you can look up into that those specifics, when you just go to Google and you look up the joint comprehensive. Okay, what is it, P+5 or something like that? Which the goal is not nuclear non-proliferation. Okay, which is the spread of nuclear weapons and the technology. So they want, them to not, have, these nuclear weapons. Okay. And this deal, was between, you have it certain European countries, which I'll get into it real quick. Let me just pull it up on the Wikipedia again. It's always good to go over these things. Let's go into the spirit right now. You have, of course, as they say, the P5. You got China, France, okay, Germany, Iran, Russia, United Kingdom, United States. Okay, that's your P5. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, P5 plus 1. All right, which is 5 permanent members, which are namely China, France, Russia, United Kingdom, and the United States, plus Germany. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go to this because this is all prophecy. This that particular article which we're doing this lesson on. So a lot of things is going on in prophecy right now. So Russia may sell a S400 to Iran after the UN embargo expires. Ambassador says, which is biblical prophecy. Which the Russian S400 is a B4 anti-aircraft rocket system rolls by during this. That's what it actually is. They just have, of course, a caption of what this actually is, where this happened. Russia ambassador to Iran. Okay, of course, he coming on behalf. It's an envoy, a messenger to Iran, said Saturday that Kremlin, which is dealing with Russia, may sell its S400 missile defense system to Tehran, which is in Iran, after the UN arms embargo expires later this month. So many of these different a lot of these different agreements, these see the word that it escapes me at this time, covenants and such, that's what the word is, they're expiring and such. Nuclear force treaties, a lot of these different things are expiring, just telling you that this is the time of prophecy, and that the Lord is mustering the host of the battle, and that the sound of battle is in the land. Okay, as Jeremiah tell you, as we have provided Iran with the S300. Okay, so they already did this. Well, the Russia does not have any problem to deliver the S400, which would be a upgraded version, newer version, and it did not have any problem either. Ambassador Levin Daza Hagarin told Tehran based this particular newspaper, which is the Risalat newspaper, according to Iran semi-officials. And it says, we have said since the very first day that there would be no problem for selling weapons to Iran. From October 19th, this is Dagagarian said, adding that Russia is not concerned with U.S. threats. Okay, so, and that's the thought of Russia. Russia is the Lord is putting it back into them, as the scriptures say in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. Okay, putting them back into that certain spirit in which, when it comes down to it, they're gonna come against Babylon America. Okay, and Russia is very solitary too. Okay, I mean, they are in the book of the Revelation, the 13th chapter. Okay, which it speaks about how Revelation chapter 13 and 2, and it says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as a feet of a bear. Okay, and like we go into, of course, the beast you have it is NATO and the EU. Okay, and this whole rulership of the East started with these Greeks, which this leopard, it represents Alexander the Great. All right, or Alexander the Great, which there's different various pictures. You can see him with a leopard. I think it's like a leopard skin over his heat. All right, and his feet, whereas the beginning, right? It says was like unto a leopard, in his feet, which is the end, were like as the feet of a bear, which, like I say, this is the end. Okay, gonna be the end of this place, which they're Edomites. These the Russians, which is Gog and Magog in the scriptures, which a bear is very solitary. Okay, and keep to their own self. Okay, that's the nature of a bear. Okay, you see, like the Russian bear, that's one of their signs. Okay, that's all we know is talking about Russia. And his mouth was as the mouth of a lion. Okay, I believe that deals with Britain. And a dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And the beast, of course, we dealing with is this Roman, this NATO and the EU. All right, and we have this reincarnation of this of the Roman Empire. All right, which it goes on to after, when you keep reading down. All right, but we know that Russia is no part of this beast, though. Meaning, NATO and the EU. Okay, but they're gonna be one part of the end of this mug. All right, because they're gonna come against, of course, America. All right. And of course, all of these different nations are gonna shoot missiles upon each other. Okay, it tells you that the beast. It says that the beast shall hate the whore and burn her with fire. All these different European nations, okay, are gonna turn, on their different alliance with America, and of course, see them as an enemy. Okay. So, I just want to go continuing forward into this article, which it says here, we have said since the very first day there would be no problem selling weapons to Iran from October the 19th. Okay, said this Dagagarian, and added that Russia is not concerned with the U.S. threats, right? And it says the series of Dagagarian's suggestion remains unclear. The Kremlin has floated a proposal before there, though no formal request by Iran has been publicized. But if Iran were to obtain the S400, it would be a slap in the face to the Donald Trump administration and is unlikely to be taken kindly by Israel. Okay, right. And as we know, U.S. is pretty much a proxy army for the state of Israel. Okay, it says Russia already delivered its S-300 missile defense system to Iran back in 2016 after signing the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action during the Barack Obama U.S. presidential administration, which I told you about. Okay, the Trump administration failed to convince even its majority of European allies, Germany, Britain, and France, to support the renewal of the year-long arms embargo. Okay, because you have it where these different allies, they have different business dealings, what they do with of course Iran and such. Okay, and you of course, due to this the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, you had America actually back out of it. Okay, they want to continue to renew it, but America don't want to be a part of it. So that's just all prophecy, because this beast at a time was all united and such. I can tell you that, and they worship in verse 4, and they worship the dragon. All right, this Roman Empire, which gave power unto the beast. Okay, and they worship the beast, saying, "Who is like unto the beast, and who is able to make war with him?" All right, and let me see if I can go. I might have to go to Revelation, the 17th chapter, a bit, because it talks about these 10 horns. All right, which the 10 horns would be the various the 7 heads and the 10 horns. You got the 7 heads is Esau's major power governments and such, and power and such, and in power his rulership and such. And you have the 10 horns is the EU nations and such. All right, let me see. But like I say, Revelation 17, let me see, I'm gonna go real quick. It's bouncing around just through the spirit. Revelation 17:1, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked to me, saying unto me, Come thither, I will show thee the judgment of the great whore, which is America, that sitteth upon many waters, the waters being these various as it tell you in the 15, these nations. All right, and he said unto me, real quick, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples, multitudes, and nations, and tongues. So as you see, everything is about Babylon and such. They really calling the shots. But I'm gonna keep going down. It says that when I read above, right, I'm gonna go up above. This is Revelation 17:13, right, and this all talking about, of course, the beast. Okay, right, which you got these EU nations. Okay, you have which is the 10, you're going into these 10 horns and such, right? It says here in the 10 horns, which that represents the common markets and such, right? When you go into it, formerly the European Economic Commission, I believe. When you go into it, it says, in the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings one hour with the beast. And these shall have one mind, and they shall give their power and strength unto the beast, right? And all together they give, of course, their power unto this beast, all right? To, of course, NATO, okay? This whole Roman Empire there, because they're vassal states, just reincarnated, coming back under new names and such, but spawning, from original of 10, but with this whole Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, like I say, you have it where these certain countries, which is such as, it says, what I believe Germany, what was it, Germany, France, let me go back into the article, Britain, Germany, European allies, right? In France, they support the renewal. It says the Trump, they failed to convince even the majority of European allies to France to support the renewal of the year-long embargo. So that's them as a divided kingdom. A kingdom that's divided, it can't stand and such, as the scriptures say. So they of course are not in support of them. You got a UN, but specifically we got here this. We're talking about this Slovakia. If I A lot of this is missing this UN embargo that's expiring. Okay, so because it's expiring, okay, you want U.S. will want it to continue to put these different these restriction ban. You can't give up this, do different various trades and such. Okay, but you see the division. All right, going back, it says, so they supposed to be in one mind and all ingredients and such, so that just goes to show you, because look, it's just going to lead up to this prophecy being fulfilled, where it says here in verse 16, 17, 16, in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. Okay, the beast, of course, is NATO, the EU, all right, or the NATO, all right, it's Roman, all right, whole setup, 10 horns, right? These shall hate the whore, America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay, it's going to be, it's Babylon wanting to control everybody and such. All right, for the power had put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the power of the Most High shall be fulfilled. All right, so that, they're not going to be able to just go and say, oh nah, we're going to always be in allegiance with and union, all right, all right, in one with America. No, the Lord set them in their mind to fulfill his will, which he controls the heart of kings. All right, so the point really is about Russia in this lesson, but I had to go a little wee bit into this beast, okay, which you can check out this sign, GMS, the beast. You can check out the image of the beast being this sign right here, which goes into the beast with the 7 heads. And the 10 horn is NATO, all right. You got it. I already explained this already. Of course, you got the 7 heads going into Germanic Major, Germanic Minor, the French, the British, the Romans, the Greeks, the Spanish, the French, if I didn't mention that. Okay, and the 10 horns, you of course go into the as I explained, the EEC, European Economic Commission, which is the EU, all right, representing the 10 original, which is Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, I believe, Luxembourg, I know Ireland and Britain. Let me see if I can get it to come up. Spain and Portugal, England, Ireland, West Germany, Greece, Netherlands. All right. NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Okay. And the whore is America. All right, which I explained. Now, this, like I said, this is a biblical prophecy. Okay, because Russia selling this is being a guard. All right. To Iran, all right, them to even have that thought, okay, is biblical prophecy. So I just want to quickly get that real quick, because you have to understand, all of these, where these different allegiance and stuff and ties all stem back to, and it's all written in the scriptures and prophecy. So you have to be able to understand prophecy to understand what's going on right now. Okay. So this is the book of Ezekiel, Yachazak Allah. All right, the Most High will strengthen. All right, power. It says, he strengthened power. Yep. It says, in the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. right? And that's talking about Gog and Magog is talking about Russia, which they're in that territory, okay, no, okay, of the ancient land of Gog and Magog and such, which I believe originally was inhabited by, if you see, like, I believe, like Japhites, when you look into that and such. Gog, it means in the Hebrew, I just want to check this out, I never looked this up, Gawag, which is, it says mountain. I know mountain is usually hard, but I had to look into it some more. But it says mountain. And land of Magog. You just look up ancient maps and stuff. Alright, so it's talking about Russia. Okay? It says, and thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog and Magog, O Gog, the prince Shech and Meshach, and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, get them that old Soviet spirit, that USSR spirit, alright, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all them clothed with all sorts of army, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Okay, you know, in Russia, you know, they they have a very mighty military. Okay, it says Persia, which is Iran. Persia, Iran. Okay, which is you know, Paras in Hebrew. Okay, Persia. Okay, you can look it up. It's Iran. Okay, Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. All right, and I mean, look, they're providing shields for them, being these S300s, S400s. Okay, Yehoratazah, when this embargo expires, Gomer, I believe, is Turkey, and all his bands in the house of Targumah in the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee. It says, be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So, a guard, which, Magan, let me see what it has here. A guard, which is a Ma Shamar, which is a watch of or from watch. Okay, of guarding. Okay, so of course them supplying, being Russia, Iran, which is Persia, with these potentially these S400 defense systems. That's them being a guard, a Ma Shamar, for, of course, them. Okay, and preparing them. Okay, be prepared and prepare thyself, and thou and all thy company. Okay, and a company, it'd be like assembly, right? Right, assembly, or quahal. All right, organized body. That'd be Russia and these allies, which they're with, in union with. Okay, Iran being one. All right. And it says, and after many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years, and thou shalt come into the land that is brought from the sword, and gather out many people against the mountain of Israel, which have been already waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safety, all of them. Let me see, I want to skip. Let me see, I'll go to something. To right here, Ezekiel 38:10, it says, thus said the Lord Yahweh, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. Okay, and that's dealing with America. Okay, and I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safety, all of them dwelling without bars, and neither having bars nor gates. walls and having bars and not gates. And this place has a weak defense system. Okay. This place is being this is a, it says I shall be a lady forever and such. So let's see. Now I want to see if I can go into something else. There's a precept that I brought out in my other previous lesson, which it was either Jeremiah 49 or Jeremiah 50. I forget which one it was. Talk about a wealthy nation, something of that sort. Just check it real quick. Give me a wee moment. I'm about to close out because the point pretty much has been made already. You can read Isaiah the 13th chapter as well. It's the book of it's the verse of Jeremiah. The chapter is 49 and the verse is like 31. All right, it just says, "Arise, get you up unto the wealthy nation that dwelleth without care." That's America. It said the Lord, which have neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone. All right. This talks about this. When you learn about this, the destruction of Basra, which is America, the destruction, all right, of Edom, America. All right, these are words for America, because the Edomites, all right, are the wicked. They possess this place, and the earth has been given onto the hand of it, and the Lord has a great judgment for the Edomites. All right, for America. And the Lord is mustering the host to the battle, as we see. Okay? These other nations, they got every right to be angry. Because look, new U.S. sanctions, okay? These sanctions, they put penalties on countries. Okay? Which is a penalty for disobeying law, which the policies they have. Okay? To cut Iran banks off from the world finance system. So, why would Iran ever want to? You assassinated General Soleimani, their second in command of this year, beginning of this year, okay, in Iraq. Why would, of course, Iran be compliant at all, okay? And you constantly, like you said, you don't renew any treaties with Russia. Okay. So the Lord is definitely bringing forth prophecy. The sanctions effectively cut off Iran from the world markets because of the preeminence of the worldwide U.S. dollar. And that's their world reserve currency. Okay, so you putting countries in straits, which they said this is Pompeo. I believe that's Mike Pompeo we're speaking about, which he's I believe the Secretary of State. Pompeo. Let's see. The sanctions deprived the Islamic Republic of Iran of funds to carry out its support, which they say they support terrorist activity. Okay, they deem the Iranian Revolutionary Guard a terrorist organization. They have no proof. The nuclear extortion that threatens the world. You have attacked them. They still haven't came back at you guys. All right, being Babylon. But they're the terrorists, right? It says the sanctions effectively cut off Iran from world markets because of the preeminence of the worldwide dollar, U.S. dollar. because you gotta convert your currencies into U.S. dollars and do these various market trades, right? Okay. Pompeo's statement said there are exemptions for humanitarian assistance, but critics say that non-Iran companies will be wary of dealing in any capacity with Iran because of sanctions. Okay? Because, they can go and say, all right, we're going to penalize you. But, they've been a lot of these different countries been, circumventing them by using different payment systems. All right? The Trump administration left the Iran nuclear deal, which is I explained about, that joint comprehensive plan of action, which traded sanctions relief for rollback of Iran's nuclear program, right, in 2018. The White House says that intensified sanctions are a more effective means of limiting, which they're using this as a deterrent, Iran's bad behavior in the region, which, like I said, they're all saying this based on Israel, okay, in the region and development of its nuclear program, okay. And like you will check here, North Korea's massive new missile, which North Korea, these are, I believe they're alliance with Russia, okay, as well. A massive new missile could help Iran threaten Israel, okay, because they, at a recent celebration of the Workers' Party in North Korea being in real political party, which is a dictatorship under whatever his name is, Kim Jong-un, that is. North Korea's military parade and its arsenal, along with Iran's progress on missile technology. Remember, they've been enriching uranium and such, in the centrifuges and such. You go into that whole science and such. Okay, they can have a missile. I believe they already have missiles already, but they say they can have missiles by the end of this year, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I have to look back and check. Okay, so different reports that I did in the past, in different news articles. You can just go and check. But illustrate how these countries have achieved success in the last decade. Okay, North Korea massive military parade showcased the arsenal, right? That should raise eyebrows in the Middle East. Okay. I just want to go to the point, which it says, let me see what we got. Interest in how Iran and North Korea work together has confounded analysts for several decades. Reports indicate that North Korea helped Pakistan and Iran in 1990s and early 2000s, including on transport vehicles. Russian diplomats even told the U.S. they were concerned about Iran and North Korea cooperation on missiles in 2009. Let me see. I want to see if I can get this to point. Might have to revisit this one. Yeah, I'll revisit this, but I just wanted to make that point. Read this on your own, all right? And the scriptures talk about in Jeremiah about how the least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay, I'll get that real quick. I think that's Jeremiah chapter, it's either 50 and 22 or 49 and 22, something like that. Let's see, 50 and 22. Let's see. Sloggy is not that, but it's there. Hold up, I might got it mixed up. Or I do have it mixed up. Give me a wee moment. Close out my actual Bible. This is this is the 20th verse, 49. Let me use 49, 50, 49 and 20. Jeremiah. It says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, and he has taken against Edom. Alright? Esau, Edom, we know who that is. And his purposes that he said that he had proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock, which the least of the flock is talking about Israel. Alright? The state of Israel, that is. Okay? It shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Alright, and this being Israel, draw out America, into a World War III situation. I mean, look, they keep saying, hey, Iran, okay, getting Iran getting let's see, Slocky, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Iran getting nuclear capability in the region. You got to do something about this. Okay, different missile defense systems and such. They don't want that. Okay, at all. They view them as a threat. Okay, so we're gonna see these prophecies be fulfilled very soon. So call Allah Yamah Yahaba Shemi Ashabi Shem Kokodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace and salutation to the elect. Hope you're edified by the lesson. Shalom to the elect again.